Now I know it's a little bit tacky, I guess, to talk about productivity right now because it's December 2020 and it feels like the world is ending because COVID is awful and we're all just working from home if we even have jobs. And so like being productive is kind of at the bottom of our list of things to do right now because we're all just kind of surviving, not thriving. However, hi there, my name's Leja. I'm a real-life lawyer on a mission to demystify the law and the legal profession. Today I want to do something a little bit different and talk about productivity. I give you some productivity hacks that I've learned from my years of schooling and now as a lawyer so that maybe, just maybe, you can be a little bit more productive in 2021. I'm hoping at some point in 2021 it will no longer feel like the world is ending. Also, you know, some of us have jobs that we still need to be productive for even though the world feels like it is ending. So I'm hoping maybe these tips will at least give you something that will make your life a little bit easier in these times. If you do, like many of us, still need to be at least somewhat productive. So let's jump right into it. First, I want to get the basics out of the way, and that is get enough sleep, drink enough water, eat enough vegetables, and move your body. We all know these already. These are basics, and it would be silly of me to make a whole video about them. However, it would also be silly of me not to bring them up because these 4 things are just overall going to boost your energy and your ability to focus day in and day out. And they will also help to boost your mood, which is something I know that we could all use going into this very dark COVID winter. So if you don't have those 4 things down, adequate sleep, water, vegetables, and body movement, I highly suggest starting there. Obviously, we're not perfect in this area. I certainly don't have those 4 things down all the time, but I can't make a video about productivity without mentioning the fact that if you don't put yourself, your body, and your health first, as radical as it sounds, above your productivity despite capitalism, then you are not going to be able to be productive or be useful to anyone. So if nothing else, start there. All right, so one thing that I use to help me be productive and keep all of the things that I have from falling through the cracks is I do a kind of hybrid between a week-long planner and a top 3 to-do list. So a top 3 to-do list, it has a bunch of different names. People talk about it a lot, but it's basically taking just the 3 things that you have to get done for that day and putting them on a to-do list. And at first I rolled my eyes at this because I was like, must be nice if you only have 3 things to do during the day. However, it does actually really help. And I do it on a weekly basis. So what I do is at the beginning of the week, usually is when I feel the most overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I have to get done that week. So what I do is I have my planner and I make a full master to-do list for that week. I then look at the to-do list and the dates that they're due, and I break that down into daily task lists. And I usually put them on a post-it and I post them in to my planner. So I make a to-do list for every single day of that week. And so that way I know, okay, on Tuesday, if I get this list done, then I am fully on track to get everything done at the end of the week that I need. So it keeps your brain a little bit more focused. So you're not thinking, oh my God, am I gonna forget something? Oh my God, how am I gonna complete everything that I need to get done this week? If you can just look at a to-do list for your day and say, all right, this is all I have to think about today. Keeps your brain focused on the task at hand. Now, obviously your to-do list might be longer than 3 things. Pick your top 3 things and put them at the top separately. Then make a secondary list of 3 things that you need to do so that as you're going through your day, you know, okay, here are the 3 most important things I have to do. And then if you finish them, great. Then you have 3 more that are your most important things that you have to do. It's a way of tricking your brain into just focusing on exactly what's at hand and not freaking out about all the other stuff you have to get done. And I find this really helps me too, just to have the list of 3 at the beginning of the day because I know I'm getting up and I'm starting on the right foot. A lot of times I wake up early. I'm a morning person, so I get up before people are going to start emailing me so that I have an hour or 2 of quiet where I can just get my top 3 done. Obviously, top 3 usually aren't going to get done in an hour or 2, but I can at least get a good start on it. The caveat with this being that perfection is impossible. I made a whole video about it. I'll link it right here. And you will never perfectly complete your top 3. Or if you do, it's going to be a fluke. A lot of times your day is going to unfold. Someone's going to email you. It's going to be an emergency. You have to put off your top 3, or you have to move a new thing to the top of the top 3. Creating a top 3 list with the acceptance that this is going to happen, that things are going to fall off, that new things are going to come up, and you're going to have to change the list around is a whole part of the process. Because if you try to be perfect at this top 3 thing, you're going to create so much anxiety around whether or not you're perfecting it that it's going to be a waste of energy and you're not just going to get the stuff done that you need to get done. So create a top 3 so that you're starting your day off every day on the right foot, knowing exactly what you need to focus on, And then throughout the day, it might get derailed, but you'll have this list of 3 that you can always come back to and say, okay, great. I figured that out. What am I doing again? And you have this top 3 list. Another huge productivity hack is stop multitasking. You've heard this one before, but I promise you your brain can't do it. You can't multitask. You can't do more than one thing at a time. And if you try to, you're just going to derail yourself and you're never going to get into that really great flow focus state where you're being highly productive and actually utilizing your time in a way that is effective and will actually get things done that you need to get done. Again, when I get up in the morning, I like to have my top 3 already listed out. I like to have a couple hours in the morning before I turn on my email, before I allow the noise of the day to consume my brain so that I can just focus on the tasks that I need to get done. I will also literally close my email at points throughout the day. And honestly, usually emails that you're getting, unless you have a specific field where this is the case, but for the most part, I could say for most people, there are no emails that you're gonna get that you have to respond to in 1 to 2 hours. So closing out your email hides that distraction, which is a huge one. Also, your phone, studies have shown that even if your phone is just within your field of vision while you're working, it's harder to focus. Like, because your brain just knows that's a fun box. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in there that I would rather be paying attention to. So literally hide your phone from yourself. Put it in a drawer. Don't look at it. It's going to distract you and your brain isn't going to be able to get into the state of flow that it needs to get into to just get yourself done. Try task blocking. Look at what you typically do for your job. Are there things that you have to do repetitively, admin tasks, things like that, that you could block together that are similar, where you're using a similar program or you're using the same part of your brain or you're thinking about something in the same way, that you can put in a chunk of time, and then instead of doing it sporadically throughout your day or throughout your week, you just pick a time, a block of time, give yourself a chunk of time to get it done all in one sitting. This means that your brain is in that space. You already have the programs opened up on your computer. You're already operating in that headspace, and you can get the things done more effectively and efficiently if you're doing them all at once than if you were to break it up throughout the week. My day job as a lawyer doesn't necessarily have a lot of these tasks, but as a YouTuber, I definitely do. I have days like this where all I do is film. I have days where I focus exclusively on research and on writing my scripts and on editing my videos so that my brain is just in one space. And this setup takes a while, so I just have to do it once and then I can film and then I can be done. I can open up my editing software and I can edit and then I can close it and I can be done. Things like that can be done in bulk, in batches. So just make a list of all of the things, the admin things you have to do throughout the week repetitively, and see if any of them fit together in a way that would make sense for you to do just once. This is the same theory behind like bulk cooking and meal prep, because if you just take one day to do it, it's going to be faster than if you were to just cook things throughout the week. Take that idea, apply it to your work, if possible. Okay, another tip, if you're like me and you have an afternoon slump, or if you have a hard time waking up in the morning, I highly, highly recommend light therapy, a sad lamp, whatever you want to call it. I used one in law school and I use one now, especially during the winter months. I use one from Varilux that I love that I'll link below. This is not sponsored. I just really love this lamp. And you put it on just in your peripheral vision for 1 hour, and I kid you not, it gives you a boost of energy so that you can keep going. So I'll pop this baby on at like 4:30 in the afternoon. It'll give me another hour or 2 or 3 of energy that I need when I feel most slumpy and dumpy, which is at around 4:30. Okay, and then a final tip, take breaks. This is really counterintuitive. It's something that I've only recently realized, and that is that breaks are super valuable to your productivity. I always thought, like, well, if I just push myself through, then I'm not gonna waste my time with a break and I'll just get more done and then I can just be done with it. But that's actually not how it works. Your brain just gets tired as you keep pushing. You hit a wall and then you try to push through that, and you are less effective at your work, you're less efficient, and you're probably not actually even absorbing anything, especially if you're studying, for example. Taking a break helps to give your brain the time it needs to process what you've just been learning, and also to gear back up to keep going. I love to go for like a 15-minute walk outside if the weather permits. I love to just zone out on my phone for a few minutes, though set a timer because that can get out of hand. And my favorite type of break is a little dance break. I just put on some stupid song and I dance around being dumb, especially for those of us who work from home right now. It's super easy to just get up and dance around. It's a great mood boost. It puts your brain into like a different headspace. It lets you decompress, and then, you know, drink some water and then get back into it. You're going to feel energized and you're going to feel like that wall you hit was lifted and that you can keep working. So never underestimate the power of a 5 to 15 minute break. And then my final productivity tip to you is anti-productivity. It's that you are not what your productivity is. Your worth is not determined by how much you produce, and always remind yourself that. Take the breaks, take the rest that you need, because you are not simply here to be a cog or a machine that produces things for capitalism. You are so much more than that, and never forget that. So while these hopefully will help you get through the day-to-day, always remember that you are more than your productivity. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give this video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Comment below if you have any ideas for future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.